Yeah man, PSG versus Bayern Munich di 8 besar klub World Cup. Match yang akan seru sekali. Match yang akan seharusnya menyajikan match yang luar biasa ya. Tapi kita moment of silence dulu untuk Diogo Jota. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
A beautifully observed moment here in Atlanta.
So yes, lads, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Lives have been tragically cut way too short. Well, fixtures don't get much bigger than this in Europe. They don't get much bigger globally as the champions of France take on the champions of Germany on the world stage at the FIFA Club World Cup for a place in the semi-finals. And Michael Brown, we watched Bayern beat Flamengo in Miami.
That is going to be the problem, isn't it? Defensively, not being as sound as what Vincent Kompany would certainly want, something he's working strongly on, but in the wider areas, that's going to be a real problem for him.
Kickoff, seperti biasa PSG langsung nendang ke depan, memberikan bola langsung untuk Bayern Munich. Lalu setelahnya biar bisa dipres sama mereka. Hello Z, hello.
Harry Kane gets to know Ashraf Hakimi early on and commits a foul. As the England man, 2-goal hero in that round of 16 tie.
Gak ditayangin kah? Enggak lah, begini aja.
And Michael, out of all the commentary positions we've had during our time in the United States, this one is by far and away the one furthest away from the pitch. It's a huge stadium, this place.
Yeah, great stadium, I'm not complaining.
Harry Kane unable to wriggle away from the PSG back line as the French side get a free kick just on the edge of the penalty area. And we saw against Flamengo any kind of giveaway in that sort of area, Harry Kane will punish it.
Well, he's got that unbelievable quality, hasn't he, of finishing from any angle. So dangerous, his record is special. Will he get many chances? But when he does, he's going to have to take him. And how brave is this back line? They're going to be man-to-man, are they going to press, are they going to drive forward? Can they afford to do that against the attacking force of PSG?
We talked about being high up in our commentary position pre-match. We had some fireworks, and with the roof being closed here, it's not exactly blown away as the smoke inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Donnarumma gets a feel for the ball.
Nonton di mana? Nonton di Dozen.
PSG left-hand side, Kvaratskhelia. He's not going to win too many headers. He's mostly a threat when he's got the ball at his feet, as Vincent Kompany has a lot on his plate this afternoon here in Atlanta.
Goretzka masih ada, Goretzka nih.
Getting a touch for the ball, sporting that left wrist wrapping. Here's Vitinha, goes inside to Ruiz.
Trivela Fabian Ruiz. Ngeri, untung Olise mundur tuh. Oh, dapat di sayar dua. Shoot! No, bisa ke Kvaratskhelia, bisa ke Barcola itu. Ya udah. Oke, lumayan PSG. Gak ada Dazen bang, ada.
You can't get caught on the ball like that against this side. Good strike. You see trying to block the lines. Just
udah langsung main kan Jonathan tah? Siaran TV luar, nama channelnya apa bang? DAZN.
It's a warning.
Michael Olise coming back to defend. He's certainly a player who prefers attacking the opposition goal than tracking back.
Di YouTube ada juga nggak ada.
Of time there did Michael Olise, and against PSG you don't get any time at all.
He was on his blind side, wasn't it? Just coming from behind. He's just getting his feel into the game. He's trying to get a touch, dropping really deep, trying to suck Bayern out. Really, that's what's happening. They're saying, OK, we're going to come and have a go. I don't know whether they'd stay, whether they'd continue to press. They feel like they want to start with this intensity very early, Bayern.
There's two teams who like to play intense pressing football. PSG, given the status as European champions, you'd expect to do the majority of that high-intensity pressing. As Upamecano comes across to slow down Kvaratskhelia, trod on the Georgian's toe there. I'm not sure the PSG number 7 appreciated. Here's Doué. Sees the run
nice ball
behind of Ashraf Hakimi.
Gila, jadi inverted Hakimi ya. Info streaming di mana? Dozen.
They've got to be careful at the back, PSG.
PSG menang berapa bang prediksi? Gue rasa 4-2 nih.
In one dangerous position. Can't be doing that again. As PSG get themselves in a muddle on the far side, and Bayern Munich will happily accept the throw-in.
It just tells you the attacking force, doesn't it? When the fullback goes right across the pitch, who tracks him, who's to go? Is the danger already when you're creeping up as well with that high line? You've got to be making sure you're passing on, you're communicating.
I'd say it's got to be one-touch, two-touch football, but you're almost not allowed two-touch football when you come up against this PSG side. As Bayern Munich creep over the halfway line with Lima. Elise tries to sprint away from Nuno Mendes, but not many can do that, not even Michael Elise.
Bang, enggak lah, nggak akan mungkin 8-2.
Did beat PSG towards the end of 2024 in the league phase of the Champions League. It was Kim Min-jae's goal that separated the two sides on that occasion. As the throw-in goes long, Marquinhos is there. It's picked up by Kane. It's cut back. There's a chance here for Pavlovic, and then Elise.
Damn.
It's all too easy for Gianluigi.
First chance, Bayern Munich, looking good.
Powerful of strikes from the former Crystal Palace man.
Yeah, good back heel, good set. You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to guide it into the corner, but this level with that
smooth itu bang, video lo. Video yang mana?
Really got to find a better contact, no power whatsoever.
And Michael Elise, he's been electric at this FIFA Club World Cup. 3 goals to his name, going for the golden boot.
Itu layar live lu. Oh iya dong.
There's a free kick given here for Bayern Munich. Musiala causing problems down the right-hand side for.
Gak mungkin 8-2 soalnya gak ada flick. Itu dia, flick masterclass ya.
Load the penalty area as the big boys, Tara and Upamecano, trot forward.
This is a good scenario, isn't it? Something you want.
Kenapa gak ditayangin bang? Kena ban karena itu tahu loh. Itu tahu loh.
This is a big moment. To get a start like this, Harry Kane trying to organise, understands what's needed here.
It's Elise and Kimmich who stand over the ball. Pretty much all the options in red are at the back post for Bayern Munich. Sure, that won't be the case in a moment.
Olise.
Kimmich flicks it to Elise.
Kasih Kimmich. Coba angkat Kimmich.
Musiala. Back in towards the back of the penalty area.
Aduh nih, Fabian Ruiz sama Dayat. Okay.
Upamecano was judged to get the last touch on that, or was he? No, it'll be a Bayern Munich throw-in, which Kingsley Coman will come across to take.
It's creative, wasn't it? 2v1, better quality of ball in. So went front post.
Stanisic looking for Musiala. Well, that ball eventually bobbled through for Donnarumma. That recycled cross back.
We'll see gimana nih company bawa Bayern Munich lawan PSG.
Donnarumma goes long and they relinquish possession cheaply once again. Lima.
Counter Lima, oke, enak banget. Lima di kanan kosong.
In behind Nuno Mendes. Kane waits to the near post. 3 options.
Kemana? Jauh banget.
Sends it over the top of all of them.
Jauh banget itu lo nggak bisa diduelin bola begitu. Lima.
If Lima was to have that opportunity again, I'm sure he'd do it completely differently.
Gue prediksi PSG 1, Bayern 2. Kalau lu gimana? Gue 4-2 untuk PSG.
He's got to do better, but obviously offensive lines were good from PSG, forced them to use more power. It's a decent opportunity wasted yet again.
There's a big round of applause in the middle from young Pavlovic. I think he's enjoying what Bayern Munich are doing to PSG at the moment, because at the moment they can't get out of their own half. Stanisic gets it back from Coman, forced to go all the way back to Manuel Neuer, who will still be relieved of that opportunity. Flash wide of his post from
Prediksi siapa menang?
a moment or two ago.
PSG. Tetap.
Bayern on the front foot. Lima.
Lebar tuh Musiala.
On the right-hand side.
Hakimi deh.
To the left. Not sure that was the right option. Musiala nowhere near it. Look at the pace from Bradley Barcola. Doué. Tries to be too fancy, and Pavlovic is there. Great work from the young Bayern Munich man.
Nyaman nih Bayern Munchen mainnya nih. Olise dapat nih. Susah lah lawan Nuno Mendes. Gue fans Munchen, ya Munchen lah. Ya iyalah namanya juga fans lu.
Technical battles, the 1v1s. Barcola, they're really quick. That's obviously a warning with the pace he's got, and that quick diagonal into Olise. Just hasn't got it out of his feet yet as he got onto a run.
Here he is now, unable to get away from Kvaratskhelia. Mendes is there, as is Pacho, who thumps it against Harry Kane and ends the Parisians a throw in. Almost 10 minutes on the clock.
Megang mana bang? Nggak megang siapa-siapa, cuma prediksi PSG menang. Oke, PSG nih. Barcola. Hakimi, sisi kanannya diserang. Sisi. Hilang bola Fabian Ruiz, bro. Gila, Olise luar biasa. Olise gila. Wow. Aduh, sprint dia. Aduh, kok begini? Oh begini kayaknya itu peluang banget tuh. Oh,
Barcola, Sean Evers. Oh, what a strong tackle from Stanisic on this near side. He protests with the linesman that there was no touch.
Barcola juragan Coca-Cola enggak lu? Enggak selamanya ada cola-colanya juragan Coca-Cola dia.
Oh, there was a touch on the foot, a slight one, albeit.
There's no foul there. Not for me. No, I think Anthony Taylor's given himself enough time. He has a look at it. There's sometimes a little bit of contact when you play the ball. That's why I think the referee had a look, waited. He generally tries to do that. Vincent Kompany asking questions. It's that area there where there's those triangles where the creeping up the line is the danger.
Siapa? Yanto siapa?
That press, whether they just get beaten. Those lunges, those tackles. Obviously, are going to be the key that they get them correct.
Was it maybe the way he came in with the tackle, perhaps?
No, come on. We've got to just keep going with that. It's just the reaction of the player.
Kane has recovered. Here's Vitinha. Bayern Munich slipping back into their defensive shape.
Mendes diobrak-abrik 10 menit pertama.
Kvaratskhelia.
Banget.
Now Pacho, Marquinhos. Not far away from achieving 500 appearances for Paris Saint-Germain now is Marquinhos. And he'll expect, I'm sure, to achieve next season. There's a foul in midfield by John Evers, I think, who's committed the foul on the halfway line. Looks like they're going to go direct with this Bayern Munich as Joshua Kimmich leaves it for Manuel Neuer. And they may be two of the best teams in the world, but
Bang Arara aku kasih 50.000 serius nih. Serius gak Kevin Porlo?
Almost everybody back in that defensive line for PSG, bar two players as Neuer switches out to Coman on the left-hand side. Bounce wasn't friendly for the former PSG man, and couldn't keep it in, just about bobbled over the line.
Nonton di mana Bang Rul? Di dozen.
Just a little bit unfriendly.
Seru banget matchnya ya. So far oke nih. So far Bayern Munchen enak banget main. Bang dukung klub apa? Nggak dukung klub apa-apa.
Recovery runs now are going to be important. You can see the man-to-man actions that Bayern are going with.
Ruiz gives it away. Musiala.
Oke, Laima coba shooting, boleh Laima.
Apart from on the left-hand side.
Balik ke Koman tapi.
Koman.
Angkat
Sends her into
Koman.
the mix, looking for the back post. It's glanced on
Corner.
by Pacho, and it'll be a corner for Bayern Munich over on the far side.
Bayar ya? Enggak, gratis, dozen gratis.
Almost into that back post. You see Elise waiting. Good clearance.
He rose incredibly high there, did.
Siapa yang mau linknya? Ini link gratis nih. Link gratis nonton nih, cuma tolonglah subscribe dong.
The first Ecuadorian
Support.
to win the Champions League. Their victory last season. But every single minute of this tournament so far for PSG, he's been exceptional. And Elise's encouraged Kimmich across for the short corner.
Oke, corner. Angkat. Olise.
The back post, Donnarumma's
Nah,
blocked off. He didn't like that. And he'll get his free kick.
Mau dong, sudah subscribe.
As he holds the side of his ribs, but there's some obvious blocking off going
Ketik aja
there.
ini.
I think he might have had a case there with Meccano, not really looking at the ball.
Yeah, I think once you lose the flight, I think exactly what he's trying to do. I am one of those where the goalkeeper does get overprotected. Let's try and play where we can, but you can see he made a line, didn't he? Away from everything just to go and block him.
Mana menitnya?
Obvious
No,
reasons,
menitnya.
he does come and collect so well.
He's a dominant force in between the sticks. There's Gianluigi Donnarumma as Pacho takes a uncomfortable knockdown. Harry Kane behind him, and Pacho blocks off Harry Kane. And in a way, it wasn't too dissimilar to the foul that was given for Donnarumma in that instance of that corner. Here's Musiala. Can't get away from Neves. Doué gives it away.
Kasih Olise dong.
Musiala. Michael Elise up against Nuno Mendes. Clever back heel to Lima. Kimmich. Forced to go back to Upamecano. Elise.
Olise.
Up against Kvaratskhelia.
Angkat Olise.
Across that left foot. Finds Harry Kane's head. It's scuffed by Pacho, and Donnarumma will prevent it going out for a corner. But cutting inside.
Konten kan di konten
swinging
dong.
foot from
Santai lah.
Coman earlier and Elise now. It seems to be an avenue that might prove fruitful for Bayern Munich.
Harry Kane just trying to set it. Good delivery. I think Bayern will be quite pleased so far with the half chances, the quality balls in that they've had.
Around the corner from Jonathan Tah as Coman gets a shove in the back from his man Achraf Hakimi. Plays on though. Pavlovic.
Enak nih sumpah mainnya Bayern Munchen.
Deflection on the cross. Marquinhos there. Ahead of Conrad Lima.
Bang, cocoknya siapa penerus Neuer? Siapa ya? Gak ada sih penerus Neuer. Udah Neuer kan main sampai umur 80 dia di Bayern Munchen.
He's no slouch. Excellent turn of pace from Upamecano to get in the way of Kvaratskhelia.
Quality defending. Interesting positions, the full-backs at times for Bayern.
Here comes Stanisic. Musiala, too slow. Hakimi onto him in a flash. Coman, dispossessed by João Neves, and PSG will get the free kick. But the fluidity of both these sides, players are popping up left, right and centre where you don't expect them to.
And they're just popping up off your shoulder, the awareness. I think Vincent Kompany talked about the togetherness, the quality all around the pitch, all have each other's backs.
Agak panik gak sih Luis Enrique ini harusnya? Belum ada serangan yang oke dari PSG.
Understand each player and the distances and the defensive duties that they have. Such a good team.
It's been an even 18 minutes or so here in Atlanta. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 0. The winner of this, remember, will go through to the semi-finals.
Ini pertandingan sampai jam berapa? Ya 1,5 jam aja, kurang lebih. Kalau ada yang menang ya, kalau enggak sih lanjut.
They're all pretty juicy, really.
I think we're going to do well to beat this game.
It's not bad.
That's where we are. It's a really exciting side of the group, the semi-final.
This, of
also special.
This, of course, a repeat of the 2020 Champions League final in Lisbon, which Bayern Munich won 1-0 thanks to Kingsley Coman.
Ini nih, gila PSG. Kosong banget. Sisi kanan kosong banget.
Kvaratskhelia into the side netting. A lightning fast break from PSG. It's what they
Bahkan
do.
gak on target loh itu.
That time the pass
Kvaratskhelia.
slightly too heavy for Kvaratskhelia. It was a difficult angle to work at. Well, here come Bayern Munich down the right-hand side.
Nah,
Coman.
nah, Kingsley.
Against four in blue. Coman, he might have to go alone here. Support on the edge of
Lima.
the penalty area.
Olise,
Lima.
shoot lah Olise.
Olise up against Nuno Mendes. Olise back to Kimmich. PSG with shirts back. And it's end-to-end stuff here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Coman skips away from Hakimi and switches the play.
Lima.
Option to the
Angkat Lima.
Harry Kane's one. Coman's
Jelek
another.
banget Lima, tiap-tiap crossing dia.
It will drift out for throwing on this near side.
Well, the attacking threat's brilliant. Counter quickly, gets into a good position here. Delivery has the intent, just that extra bit of quality. But this pass is exceptional, just ran away. Goalkeeper probably had it covered, a tight angle. We've got a slight injury, but any youngster, anything you learn about having quality in your team. But what about PSG's recovery runs out of possession? First class.
Stanisic needs a bit of treatment. Well, both semi-finals take place at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium, so both of these teams will be hoping to triumph to make it to the games this Tuesday and Wednesday, both on DAZN, on the DAZN app. It is essential viewing. He seems excited in the crowd, but we're yet to have a goal here as we tick over the 20-minute mark, and there does seem to be a serious bit of bother here for Josip Stanisic.
Prediksi kalian semua, bro.
And hits it, play go off this early.
Sisi Mendes dimakan terus asli.
Well, he seems to be okay. Moving maybe a little bit gingerly as a Croatian fullback.
Tell you what, he's had to run back a few times already, hasn't he? And then forward, and they've come inside. Lima's position's really been top draw. It's a problem. So he's coming inside, making that extra overload. Olise's just pulling Mendes all the way back, and this is the tactical things we said
left channel.
Start to
Live channel apa kayak itu? Live channel apa gimana maksudnya nih? Nontonnya di mana? Nontonnya di DAZN.
Interesting to see how the second part of this first half goes. The first part of it very, very even. Barcola, what a touch that is.
Okay, Barcola, okay.
Get away from Kingsley Coman. Here's Vitinha. Due knocks it on.
Kvaratskhelia. Tipis aja, Desire Due. Kosong banget, aduh, itu keplesetnya bahaya banget. Untung Fabian Ruiz masih melebar jauh loh itu Bayern. Unlucky lagi, unlucky aja itu Fabian Ruiz. Kaget dapat bola begitu.
Big chance, slip in the middle of the pitch, and there's Ruiz coming onto it. Disappointing on his face. He knows over the ball. But big opportunities.
Pertandingannya gimana bang? Gak lihat ya, nonton aku makanya kamu.
Certainly do, as Pacho somehow manages to hold off the Bayern Munich press and pick out the pass, but Fabian Ruiz, he
Thank you for
got a
subscribe, bro.
That goal in the Champions League quarter-final against Arsenal, that wonderful volley at the Emirates.
Ntar Madrid live kah bang? Kita lihat.
As Manuel Neuer goes long. Nuno Mendes into Ruiz, who's dispossessed. Conrad Lima. Ruiz trying to fight back and wins the ball back. Vitinha. See spaces. Pass takes a touch, but there's a slip.
Pleset mulu loh, Bayern Munchen. Barcola luar biasa.
Pavlovic is there, and that's what all good defensive midfielders do. They help out the back line.
Prediksi Madrid 3-1 untuk Madrid.
Already working his way to becoming a fan favourite is young Alexander Pavlovic, Bavarian boy, Munich born. Here he is now. Neuer discusses clearance. João Neves has the better of Jamal Musiala. And Hakimi back to his goalkeeper, Donnarumma. So evenly balanced this game. Sometimes in the finest, the passes from Nuno Mendes.
Talked about it so much, the bravery.
Kok lebih nyaman Bayern nih mainnya nih?
Downfall, 2 for 2 defensively. I think the main one as well is Kimmich's jumping all over the top of Vitinha. Wherever he can, he's going all the way because he's trying to stop that pass. How he dictates, breaks lines with passes forward. You know, that's what Vincent Kompany's setup is, defend first and then can jump from there. He's got attacking options.
They just need to take their chances when presented in this game, both sides. Especially Bayern Munich, because remember, PSG have only conceded 1 goal in this entire tournament so far, that in the defeat to Botafogo. Which I don't think anybody expected.
Bang, prediksi skor 4-2 untuk PSG.
Now they just step forward, close in together.
Sehat banget, sehat. Alhamdulillah ada nama Ambi.
So confident what they do now.
That midfield 3, just on another wavelength as Fabian Ruiz flicks it to Vitinha. Tracked very, very tightly though, no room really.
Okay.
With the Portuguese international, here's Hakimi. Fabian Ruiz.
Okay.
Clever turn again by João Neves, Vitinha.
Switch side, Nuno Mendes, Kvaratskhelia.
Forward too much in this first half.
Sekarang dari sisi kiri, PSG angkat Kvaratskhelia. Hakimi nggak dapat. Damn.
What a cross that was. Achraf Hakimi closest to it. There's Vitinha. Nuno Mendes outside to Kvaratskhelia once more. Away from Elise. Kvaratskhelia tries to knock it into the path of Doué. Unable to find him that time. There's Harry Kane in the right wing-back berth. How about that from Harry Kane? Musiala, 2-on-2 on the left. Coman.
Kingsley. Sebelah kiri, oke, Kingsley. Balik dulu ke 4-5. Pavlovic. Laima, coba syuting Laima. Gak berani dia.
As the attack loses its momentum. Still danger though for PSG. Lima. Elise.
Goddamn buffering.
Kimmich.
Lagi.
Force back to Upamecano. Now Jonathan Tah. Pavlovic. Back for Stanisic. Harry Kane, who's been quiet in this first half.
Oke, Harry Kane.
Brilliant turn from the England man.
Luar biasa. Luar biasa.
It's so tight in the middle. Kimmich.
Elise.
Right hand side. Driving the PSG
Shoot,
defense. Great effort and saved by Donnarumma.
Enak banget mainnya Bayern Munich, enak banget ini. Harap cemas gak sih Luis Enrique? Nonton di mana? Di Dazen.
It's a great save. Brilliant wide play. You're thinking he's going to come in on that left-hand side, but he just shows him a bit much, pulls it on the right. But that strike's clean. He's heading towards that top corner. Strong right hand. It's the best bit of quality we've seen so far.
Michael Elise can turn it on at any point.
Hey, thank you for subscribe. Love.
Corner for Bayern. Kimmich, the man who stands over this near side corner.
Yuk, Kimmich, corner. Angkat Bayern Munich.
It's a deep one from Kimmich. Donnarumma's on the deck. And he will get a free kick. Well, they're clearly targeting him.
Nontonnya di mana? Di Dazen.
Bayern Munich players. I think that reach he has just in their mind gives him an unfair advantage. Well, maybe they weren't on him as tight as I thought.
I think he's fortunate. I really do. I think he dives down, he makes sure the referee gives it. Now we've seen Kane, you mentioned we've seen too much of that crossfield pass and getting to good areas. Some wonderful little tic-tac skill away from opponents. This top-end football with real quality. Keep smiling every time I see something good.
That touch from Barcola was something special as well. Upamecano hands it back to Manuel Neuer.
Kiminja udah gak kepake nih di Bayern Munich.
Nuno Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. Round the corner for Ruiz.
Fabian Ruiz.
Can he find one?
Enggak lah.
Strong tackle by Jonathan Tah. Well, it's Doué who's down. I'm not sure whether he's protesting that he was taken out in making that tackle, but he's still on the floor, and PSG might do the sensible thing here and knock it out of play. And before they get a chance to, the referee will blow to stop the game. Looks in some pain here, Desiree Doué.
Risiko kah? Oh, we don't know. Itu harus dilihat dari closer look up sih. Close up maksudnya. Aduh, ada sikut sih dari Jonathan Tah sih. But we don't know. Ada sikut dari Jonathan Tah.
He's thinking, let them have a look at it. That's what we do see, rightly or wrongly.
Well, Anthony Taylor stopped play whilst PSG were in possession. Doué now back up.
Oh enggak, tapi lanjut bro.
Had a lot of options before signing for PSG in the summer of 2024.
Sebenarnya kok gak ke tengah lapang kayak di football mah lebay anjing.
For a look around the training grounds. Ange Postecoglou couldn't convince him to join at that point. He also rejected Bayern Munich, would you believe?
Udah berapa menit itu kan bisa kelihatan aku. Itu kan kelihatan.
I think he made a good decision.
Lah gak ikut main Bang Olise.
João Neves for PSG.
Enggak, gue ngeliatin aja. Ini gue mainnya pakai stick ini. Jadi kayak become legend jatuhnya.
Could have fit in quite well. Here's Harry Kane, chopped down by Pacho.
Keren. Itu Olise enak banget.
Pass was on for Olise.
Cing itu, aduh. Keren banget sih. Keren banget sih. 5-1 itu bisa ngebaca gitu luar biasa. Ini pemain gak ada liburnya ya. Bulan depan udah mulai liga lokal. Betul. Gak kayaknya libur. Libur. Cuma mungkin gak akan tur. I don't know.
Kimi forward for Barcola. Jonathan Tah steps up and that opens a hole.
Nah, enak banget. Oke, Barcola. Kvaratskhelia.
Out on the left. Upamecano comes across.
Lewat. Upamecano lewat. Keren. Kvaratskhelia keren. New Yorknya keren. Wow.
Well, Neuer wanted the free kick. He felt it was kicked out of his hands, but Kvaratskhelia, I thought he was going to run all the way into the goal. That was some run from the Georgian. The individual talent on display in this game is something else. Olise, as he plays the ball with the outside of his boot into the path of Gianluigi Donnarumma, but that run from Kvaratskhelia.
Gila, Dayat Upamecano lo diayam-ayamin Kvaratskhelia.
Play, strong left hand, good save, almost gets it again. Neuer, good recovery, but Jonathan Tah, who tries to go tight, who initially was out of position, then it lets them put that ball out to left-hand side.
Aduh, Stanisic kan namanya 4-4 nih. Udah nggak bisa main. Boy masuk Boy.
Much better. Very close, even on the second angle here. Neuer does very, very well down at the toes. Kvaratskhelia
showing what the entirety of Ligue 1 saw last season. Well, Stanisic is back on the floor.
Pakai monitor kah? Pakai monitor
here in Atlanta. And it looks as if this time he's not going to be able to continue.
Hey, amin boy.
Well, exciting times for UK viewers as DAZN is the new home of Italian football, showing every game from Serie A. That's over 300 games a season, and those outside the UK can still enjoy the highlights on DAZN.
Ini seru nih, ini match seru banget, sumpah. Dua-duanya nyerang semua.
Forced change here for Bayern Munich. Sacha Boey, he's the man who's coming on. Another Frenchman to come on against Paris Saint-Germain.
Stanisic.
Former Galatasaray man, former French international, or French youth international I should say. On for Stanisic, who looks rather frustrated, to say the least.
think that's something Vincent Kompany will not want to do. He's gone onto that right back area. Lima's had to switch over to that left back position. He's been doing well over on the right. I thought he got into some good areas. It's really upset that back line from Bayern.
Sasha Bowie, good
Keren, boy.
press from the man who's just come on. Moritz Scalia. Good tracking back from
Keren.
That's a wonderful flick
Keren
around
banget.
the corner. Sasha Bowie cross towards the back post over the top of Donnarumma. Musiala closest to it, but not quite close to him. Coman to Elise. Musiala into Pavlovic, who played it to the imaginary run of Jamal Musiala. Oh, and it's a long ball forward by Nuno Mendes. Doué now up against Upamecano. Holding on tightly as the Bayern defender and the big centre-back does everything he can to slow down that PSG counter-attack. Bayern Munich just need a moment to get used to these new players in new positions, as Konrad Laimer now operating as the left wing-back. Here's Vitinha. Just dances with the ball at his feet, doesn't he, in the centre circle. Vitinha to Ruiz. On to Hakimi. Back to Ruiz. Has to move it quickly. Musiala's there.
Do you know how good that is? The awareness to come away when you press behind you, to come turn away from trouble. Great skill, so comfortable these players in tight situations yet again here. It's just looking to probe, to play forward first on the front foot, wherever they possibly can.
Here's João Neves. Pacho into the feet of
Kemarin nge-press, sekarang di-press, sumpah.
The presses,
Gila.
going all the way, man for man, just following the players, lock on till they can pass on.
Test your own medicine ini PSG nih.
Jonathan Tah being dragged all the way.
Dua-duanya Raja Eropa,
PSG
betul.
third. There's a wide selection of kits in the stadium today. Done a lot of Real Madrid games where they felt like the home team, but it feels relatively even here in Atlanta, you've got to say.
Yeah, as Vincent Kompany mentioned yesterday regarding the information to his defenders, does he feel like that's the most comfortable to him? He actually mentioned that he also has that to do with the strikers because of how you play up against a particular defender, which was interesting to feel. But this is his message here today. Surely that defenders go tight all the way. He was aggressive in his press and trying to have that now as a manager.
We've seen moments in this game, neither side dominating, but that's a clever touch from Barcola, puts it through the legs of Upamecano. Elise comes across to make the tackle.
Bahaya nih Olise nih.
Holds off.
Bisa cedera, enggak berdiri lagi, langsung dia anjing, pura-pura.
Back to his feet.
Kane gak mau ngepres, jalan-jalan doang.
Risky playing with such a high line.
Iya kan.
If you're either side,
Mungkin
really,
ditugaskan seperti itu.
It's Konrad Laimer. I feel a little bit imbalanced now, Bayern Munich. Or maybe not. Here's Harry Kane. He was in an offside position, just gone a little bit too early there, the England man. Do you think having Konrad Laimer operating on this left-hand side will slow them down a little bit, having to cut inside on that right foot all the time?
Yeah, well, it's just different. The setup is something that they've not worked on. Can he adapt? Yes. You see the concentration level because he knows he's got it all to do behind him now. Which is a bit different in the setup when they went to like a 3 before, because on his side, obviously had Upamecano.
Laimer out-muscled Barcola there. No foul on the PSG man as the Austrian progresses. Kingsley Coman trying to get away from Neves.
Keren Coman, keren gila Kingsley Coman.
And away from him, Coman finds a cross as well.
Harry Kane!
Oh, what a chance! Pacho does just enough to put off the England man, but Harry Kane 6 yards out, full head. You'd expect him to find at least the target there.
Yeah, Coman absolutely brilliant on the wide area, but Pacho just doesn't leave you free. He knows Kane's the danger. He gets close to him, doesn't give him it easy. You can see straight under pressure, Kane just couldn't get over the top of it.
Seran Kane kurang nunduk itu harusnya gua.
I thought we had an opener.
Olise kayak blood sumpah.
Well, I said it was a full forehead. It wasn't necessarily off his forehead. It was more off the side of his head than anything. Harry Kane. He'll be disappointed with that, given his clinical finishing abilities. And we saw the left foot and the right foot against Flamengo. Close to seeing the header here in Atlanta. Marquinhos. And Donnarumma. Hakimi. Barcola. That's not a good touch from Barcola. Gives it away to Musiala. Olise
Musiala.
Is this the chance? Blocked. And then it comes a shot from Sacha Boey. And it goes way.
Agak panik kalau PSG, agak panik.
Poor mistake. His touch was loose. And this is where Bayern have been good. This delay here, that overlap. Boy, he just can't get his strike. Good positioning. Mendes. I'm sure there's no room. Follow up over, but they've looked dangerous, haven't they, in the counter-attack? Bayern.
Oh, do you think maybe he could have taken that shot first time, Musiala?
Akhirnya PSG dapat lawan yang setara ini nih.
Critical, isn't it?
Akhirnya nih.
This level, from there on, nice souvenir.
Well, they might not have a goal, but they do have something to take back home. But lovely on the mantelpiece, that. Neves, dispossessed. PSG lose it in midfield, but get it back via Anthony Taylor. Good tackle that from the referee.
He's got to work on his first touch. He was a bit loose. Got to do a little bit better. The referee don't like to get too involved when that happens. You can see that smile. I think on this situation, everyone's okay with it.
Mark the space well, Anthony Taylor. Tar into Kane. Lima.
Kepleset Hakimi.
From Hakimi, untimely. Coman. The support back for PSG. Pacho pulled out of position as the ball floats in.
Bagus banget anjing.
That is.
Gila, Donnarumma masih bisa dapat bola begitu, Jing.
Almost turned into the opening goal, and Donnarumma somehow kept that out. Well, his arms just seem to extend out of nowhere all the time. Donnarumma, and still every time he makes that sort of save, we're still surprised. What a stop from Donnarumma.
Aduh, penalti GG nih. Gak usah lah, kelamaan sampai adu penalti.
And Jonathan Tara's.
Donnarumma bagus, itu bagus banget save Donnarumma sih. Umpan dari Pavlovic. Sebenarnya kalau Musialanya agak tinggian dikit atau kakinya agak panjangan dikit, dapat tuh bola kesontek.
Such a big presence. Good save.
Great reactions from the Italy international goalkeeper.
Ini Bayern Munich enak banget mainnya dari tadi nih.
Really just not seeing as much of the ball as they'd like in the last 10-15 minutes. Bayern Munich starting to just get a feel for the ball.
Just be ready for that counter. That is the message. We've said it this tournament so many times, haven't we, against certain teams.
Keren Coman. Gila.
Kingsley Coman into the penalty area. Pacho's there. Wasn't the best of crosses.
Wah, Coman oke juga dia.
Conrad Lima, who was furthest forward for Bayern Munich. Coutinho and João Neves linking up and getting a free kick.
The quality on show, certain touches, certain movements, the intensity. These little sets here, it's the late challenge. You see the players are playing with real pressure and confidence. Another opportunity. Coleman's done so well. He tries to get it across. Hakimi trying to recover. Show again. Good positions. He's done well. Fascinating first half of football.
It really has been, which is doesn't have much long left in it.
Mana gambarnya? Itu gambar Dembele sama Harry Kane tuh.
Time, of course. There's Marquinhos to Donnarumma.
Coman Farah versi Prancis, licin banget.
Bundesliga champions, goalless here in Atlanta, Georgia. Remember.
Tapi Olise juga jangan diragukan. Harus follow dulu ya, betul. Follow dulu nanti muncul tuh di gambarnya tuh.
The tactical displays, the quality we've seen, touches in defending and attacking play. We've seen lots of switches of play as well into diagonal areas.
The standard has been incredibly high, but the scoreline is incredibly low. Here's Upamecano.
Oke.
Elise.
Balik lagi
On
Olise,
the
bro.
right hand side, he's got Bowie in there. Blocked easily though by Nuno Mendes. There's the ball around the back from Doué. Wasn't exactly what he intended for Fabian Ruiz. Here's Jonathan Tah into Alexander Pavlovic, who's very comfortable in the midfield in this game of incredibly high standard. Here's Bowie forward for Harry Kane, but unable to get there.
Pemain PSG kayak pada bingung. Iya, sumpah ini kena presan Bayern Munchen.
Kan?
Kan?
Kingsley Coman, Jamal Musiala, faced with Marquinhos. Jamal Musiala back there. His defensive position is Vitinha. Well, it looked like a promising
Langsung dapat lagi Bayern Munchen bola.
But in the end, a complete scuff of the ball.
Sumpah, ini nyaman banget. Munchen
on the front foot.
Kagok dapat lawan setara, iya ya.
A lot of the players are slipping over, aren't they? Losing their feet, their balance.
As Marquinhos gives away a free kick in a dangerous position.
3 minutes.
Added on at the end of this first half. As the voice of God tells you, 3 minutes of injury time added on.
This is the time now, the quality. PSG creeping up, trying to keep that line high, no one breaking through the centre of it.
Again, it's Elise and Kimmich who stand over the ball. And once again, it's Bayern Munich who load the back post. I'm trying to think if this is something Manchester City did when Company was playing for them.
Kimmich. Nope, Olise angkat.
Elise with the free kick towards the penalty spot. Free header, and Bayern Munich have the opener.
Dayat!
Easy as you like for Upamecano.
Come on, Dayat!
Well, those celebrations might be cut short.
Dayat Upamecano.
Over on the far side.
Aduh, offside tapi.
I think they might have a case.
I'm sorry. Offside, bro.
You look at that shot there.
Offside banget itu mah, offside banget.
Detail on the training ground, relying on your teammates, trusting
seru. Sumpah harus nonton ini PSG Bayern Munchen.
Red shirt as the other side of you. That's difficult to do. And that line was immaculate, wasn't it? Everybody saying we've got the understanding, we've got the belief, and that's how to defend that situation.
Straight as a ruler, that back line. As PSG send it forward. Tart takes a touch away from Doué. Ends up on the deck. And gets a free kick for a foul on the big Bayern centre-back. And there you go. Don't think we really needed the automated decision there.
Dimulai Bayern 11 juta lah.
Daylight.
Dengan Inter Miami.
Look at the information on the screens above the stadium with this wraparound sort of monitor in the roof. Gives all the supporters the detail they need to understand why the decision didn't stand.
Oh, and there's a coming together. Donnarumma getting the ball. Did he go through the back of Musiala?
This is an interesting one, you know. This is a big call. He goes through him. They're coming together at the same time as he gets his hand onto the top of the ball.
And the club doctors are on as Donnarumma hits the deck.
Kenapa tuh Musiala? Aduh. Ini apa? Di kakinya kena dadanya Donnarumma. Sliding dada. Sliding dada anjing.
The intensity that he flows through to take the ball. Let's hope he's okay.
Well, there's players walking away with their shirts over their faces, which would suggest
gak tahu nih.
Seriously wrong with Jamal Musiala here. Oh, yeah, I see it. on the replay on the monitors in front of us, and that is very much a game-ending injury for Jamal Musiala, and the reaction of the players on the pitch is justified here.
First half done.
Yeah, guys, we might actually see
Tapi nggak tahu nih, tapi nggak tahu itu Musiala kenapa masih goler-goler sampai sekarang ya. We don't know. Kita tunggu kabarnya aja. Semoga tidak parah ya. Tapi kelihatannya parah. Bahaya sih. Ya, nanti kita ke second half. So, let's go. Itu Dona sama Hakimi sampai pegang kepala patah itu bang. God damn. Selesai musim dia. Iya bang, pas di ankle patah itu, udah sih itu sih. Selesai sih musimnya Musiala. Nggak jadi musim ini dia pakai nomor 10. Aduh, kasihan lagi Musiala. Belok bang kakinya. Yang patah itu siapa bang? Gak tahu ya. Itu patah atau enggak, cuma itu bisa jadi sih. Semoga cuma dislokasi deh. Penalti gak? Enggak tuh. Sampai bertemu di next season. Bahkan season belum mulai aja udah selesai Musiala, ya Allah. Kasihan ya Allah. Season over for Musiala, season over. Kayak cedera Messi 2013 gak sih bang? Messi 2013 kayaknya dia main-main aja deh dia. Kalau patah emang gak bisa main lagi ya bang? Ya bisa, cuma recovery-nya bisa sampai setahun kalau patah tuh. Paling cepat 9 bulan. Yalah, mana gak bisa mundur nih live. Pengen lihat, ya gak bisa lihat juga ini live juga. Itu patah sih, kayak patah ankle. Cewek bangke emang nama-nama pemain cedera doang asli. Gua rasa ini cewek pertama dan terakhir. Urut di Haji Naim besok udah bisa lompat tali crazy. Lost your whole mind. Bang replay ada nanti ya. Itu apanya yang patah? Katanya ankle-nya patah. Ankle-nya ketimpa badan Donnarumma. Ini kalau kalian tahu kayaknya mungkin enggak sih, itu parah sih. Kalau cederanya Andre Gomez tahu gak lo? Itu cedera Andre Gomez parah sih. Sama Alex Vidal. Penalti gak? Enggak. Replay ku donate. Donate berapa? Replay apa? Replay Donnarumma. Ntar, coba gue pengen lihat dulu nih. Gue jadi pengen lihat tadi replaynya gimana. Untung aku punya rekordannya.
Our thoughts are with their family, friends, and former teammates.
Nah, ini nih. Lu mau lihat replaynya gak, bro? Lu mau lihat replaynya gak? Nih gue liatin deh replaynya deh. Ntar ya. Nih. Aduh. Nih. Enggak. Ah, ngeri. Ngeri, bro. Udah patah itu. Patah. Patah, bro. Patah itu, bro. Patah, bro. Udah. Patah itu. Betul, lu all in mana? Enggak all in siapa gue. Ulang aja lu. Yo, donate dulu, gue ulang. Malam ini full react full. Hancur gak sih karir Musiala, bang? Enggak tahu ya, cuma itu ngeri banget. Itu patah. Gue tadi join 7 orang, sekarang 500 orang aja, bang. Alhamdulillah. Ah, bisa time skip, bro. Gue lagi lihat ulang. Oh iya, lihat ulang bisa tuh di YouTube tuh kalau mau. Di YouTube bisa dilihat ulang tuh. Yang baru tadi gua play ke YouTube, betul. Apa YouTube-nya Syahrul Al-Fatah? No way, kaki Jamal Musiala. Aduh, bro, itu karir. Duh, anjir. Ah. Dem. Aduh, kasihan banget. Gue yakin itu Donnarumma gak akan bener tuh mainnya tuh. Kepikiran pasti. Mana masih muda, mana baru dikasih nomor 10 lagi. Aduh. Musimnya habis menurut gue, udah musim Musiala udah pakai jersey ininya udahan dia. Aduh, ngeri, bro. Literally belum musim baru padahal, sumpah. Udah selesai itu musimnya Lamine Yamal gara-gara cewek brengsek. Serang akun Donnarumma. Yo, enggak lah, enggak akan ada, emang orang Indonesia. Nanti yang nyerang Donnarumma juga orang Indonesia kebanyakan. Donnarumma gak salah, nggak ada yang salah juga. Bang, lagi halftime ya, lagi halftime. Aduh, Musiala mungkin akan recover sih, cuma karirnya mungkin tidak akan sama lagi, bro. Dia main mungkin bisa setahun lagi ke depan. 2026 dia main lagi. Bang lagi babak istirahat. Lagi babak istirahat, gimana babak istirahat? Lagi istirahat aja, lagi istirahat. Dari dulu mau donate gimana caranya sih, Bang? Ah, ini aku yang suka nih. Kalau kamu mau donate, mau support, linknya ada di bio tuh. Untuk warga-warga TikTok ya, untuk warga YouTube, linknya ada di deskripsi atau ada di pin komen kalian. Kaki Musiala patah, Bang. Emang gua gak nonton, Jing. Ini gua lagi nonton. Musiala patah kaki itu. Patah yang mau menuju ankle, mungkin ankle-nya yang patah. We don't know. Ini musibah kelar-kelar ya. Tanggal 3 kemarin Jota. Sekarang Jamal ya. Parah mana sama ACL. Parah ini. Kalau kalian tahu beberapa bulan ke belakang Ricky Puk juga mengalami ACL di match di satu match. Ricky Puk mengalami ACL, cuma dia masih tetap bisa main. Dia maksain main dan bisa. Fix patah kaki, fix patah. Cek 433. Kenapa sih patah kaki Musiala? Ih, gue nonton tadi udah. Belum juga mulai musimnya udah berakhir aja buat Bang Mus. Iya nih, baru dikasih nomor 10 nih. Bang Mus. Kang Mus. Sampai belok gitu. Aduh. Kira-kira red card gak ya? Enggak, orang udah selesai ini matchnya. Gak ada yang salah itu. Kenapa gak scan barcode aja, Bang, buat donate? Oke. Kalau itu yang kalian mau. Mana gak ada lagi QR-nya. Tuh, atuh bro. Tuh, atuh bro. Tuh, atuh. Tuh, QR-nya tuh. Dislokasi apa patah? Nah, kita belum tahu. Cuma asumsi gue sih patah. Inilah kalau jatah liburan malah buat turnamen. Dislok apa patah, Bang tuh? Semoga dislok. Nobarul sedang nobar. Penalti enggak? Enggak lah. Bang, kamu lebih pilih PSG atau Bayern Munchen? Ini dilihat dari permainannya sih sepertinya Bayern Munchen lolos sih. Musiala patah ankle istirahat 6-8 bulan, bisa setahun bahkan. Semoga sih, tapi itu bengkoknya dari tulang kering. Iya, aduh, ngeri lagi, Jing. Donnarumma itu malah nyalahin Donnarumma. Ini nih. Gue kesel sama orang-orang Indonesia tuh begini nih. ada yang dirugikan satu, pasti ada yang nyerang juga ke sesuatu. Pokoknya harus ada kambing hitamnya orang di Indonesia itu atas kerugian siapapun. Ya, atas kekalahan siapapun, atas kerugian siapapun, orang Indonesia harus mencari tumbal. Harus mencari kambing hitam. Selalu begitu. Bang, lu kok gak panik Jamal cedera? Hah? Jamal Musiala? Gimana ya Jamal Musiala ya? Aku telepon orang tuanya gitu. Hah? Gimana nih? Hah? Terus aing kudu kumaha? Kudu kitu aing. Jamal Musiala cedera? Hah? Ya enggak atuh, Bro. Ya udah atuh. Itu patah tulang ya, sepertinya begitu.
In that first 45 minutes, Bayern Munich will look to shake off
Skor masih 0-0 betul.
horrible injury to Jamal
Asal
Musiala
jangan
at the
lamin
end of
Jamal,
that.
aduh jangan deh, semua pun
First
kalau bisa
half.
sepak bola gak usah ada yang cedera, boleh gak?
Let's remember as well, they
Betul
also
lah.
lost Josip Stanisic to injury earlier on in the first 45. And Michael Brown, how do they shake off that?
Donnarumma keluar
horrible
enggak?
news
Masih
of
main
their
dia.
teammates? Clearly suffered a, let's call it a season-ending injury.
Well, you've got to look and focus. These players are generally very good at that. That's why they're at the top, being able to put things out of their mind. The dressing room will be sad and firstly thinking about their teammates.
Kamu mau lihat ini ya, kamu mau lihat ini ya. Genap rewind. Tuh, udah.
The ankle. But yeah, you've got to get a reaction. You've got the perfect substitute
Live TV kagak.
that they can bring on for that. We're just waiting for that to be confirmed at the side of the pitch. But they've done really well. They've had to wait and be compact, and then they've countered and jumped out
Yuk,
very, very
record.
quickly
Dua opening dulu buat
with some quality. But
Yes,
they've got
lads,
to
yes,
find
lads,
the
yes,
goals.
lads.
They know this PSG side have got to do
second half
better than
akan dimulai dengan insiden yang tidak terduga-duga. Jamal Musiala patah kakinya, bro, sampai muter begitu, kasihan sih. Musimnya mungkin akan berakhir. Tapi ya, the match must go on. Kita lanjut ke second half. About to kick off, let's go.
As the supporters take their seats here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the city they call the Big Peach. Not been quite as sweet in that first 45.
Kick off dimulai second half. Bayern Munich melawan
Get underway there.
PSG. Umiku pulang nih kayaknya nih, Umiku nih. Bentar
Come on
ya.
for Jamal Musiala. Interesting to see whether he plays on this right-hand side or in the middle where Musiala was mostly operating. So much talent in this Bayern Munich front line. You can see them interchanging into any position, really.
Yeah, I think he'll slot centrally. I think we've got to leave Elise down this right-hand side as he waves his arms, trying to get a 1v1. So, yeah, similar swap. I don't think Vincent Kompany will want to change too much more when he's had that forced change in the sort of the full-back areas. That forced change in the sort of the full-back areas.
Is Gianluigi Donnarumma. We can't really point any blame. PSG come forward here. Kvaratskhelia skipping inside, taken down by Kingsley Coman, and PSG have a very central and a very dangerous position for a shot at goal from a dead ball here. So they try and take quickly, but comes to nothing. Anthony Taylor wasn't happy with the positioning of that free kick. PSG will get another opportunity to take it. This is within shooting distance, wouldn't you say?
The central area, it's still far out. They need something special, but they have got special players who can strike the ball with confidence and a belief that they can take it on. Dangerous area.
Well, there's about half the PSG team standing around the ball for this free kick, and does that mean they're discussing something they practiced on the training ground, something a bit creative, or are they arguing over who's going to get to shoot a goal?
I think they'll be everything really, looking to see what they feel will be best. Whether it'll be something clever, whether the ball will be moved, or they can get a block in. getting the goalkeeper's eye line, whatever that may be.
Nuno Mendes has João Neves whispering something in his ear. He then passes that information on to Hakimi. I'm sure it's not just shoot. Maybe it is. We'll see. Hakimi stands over this free kick for PSG. It's a big Bayern Munich wall. Hakimi, well, I'm sure that wasn't what was whispered in his ear. Sacha Bowie down the line, and that's one for the end of season DVD.
Well, I'm hoping everybody with the cameras and the audio will be able to find out what was said in that that little coming together. But they'll be in different languages, but there's a challenge for the team.
Not a great moment for Achraf Hakimi, who seemed a little bit, maybe, we call it reserved in the first 45 minutes. Didn't really see him bursting forward that often. He did do it at times, obviously, but not as much as we'd like.
Pansi dia live emang gak nampilin layar.
PSG save Manuel Neuer.
Apa deh?
What a stop.
Masih replay. Orang udah save by Manuel Neuer. Bodohnya oi.
Manuel Neuer making himself big and pulling out one of the saves of the tournament. What a moment. PSG
Gak lihat itu masih replay itu di cewek-ceweknya.
Steps in and Bayern Munich clear it away.
Nah, Barcola one on one.
Well, Manuel Neuer.
One on one.
What more can you say?
Barcola.
Top of that was.
Oh, ini suaranya beda sih.
It's over the top once more. Manuel Neuer this time. We'll see it bounce through to him.
Gila Barcola, luar biasa. Ini suaranya gak sinkron ini. Suaranya gak sinkron.
Again, it's over the top once more. Manuel Neuer this time. We'll see it bounce through to him.
Nah.
Well, he just shapes up. He knows he's going far corner. It always looks good with the goalkeeper. And over the top.
1000 dari Samuan. Pesan cedera Musiala mirip cedera Andre Gomez yang ditekel San enggak sih, Bang?
Enggak, beda-beda. Andre Gomez itu tulangnya sampai keluar, bro.
The last few moments we've seen mistakes that you wouldn't see.
And that will happen as time ticks by. Kvaratskhelia can't escape.
Nggak tahu, kalau kata gue mungkin sama kayak Dembaba, cedera Dembaba, nggak tahu ya.
He's not gonna get it.
Apa nama aplikasi buat nontonnya?
Vincent Kompany.
Dozen. Prediksi selamat 5 hari baru. Semoga bisa memberikan perawatan yang terbaik untuk Bang Mus. Amin.
Such a high level.
Kami dulu bercarul, Garager.
It's usually quite easy to say that goalkeepers can go on playing longer into the later years of their life.
Look at that for a pass as well.
So calm. There's Manuel Neuer. Tah plays it inside. That was a little bit too much on that pass from Jonathan Tah, throwing PSG.
Makan apa? Makan peyek.
He's having a little moment where you make a couple of mistakes. You go a bit nervous. He's got to set himself.
Oh.
Blood in the water for PSG.
Nggak.
Make the most of an unnerved
Jonathan Tah. Aku nggak pernah nyimpen.
Nuno Mendes looks in behind Sacha Bowie. Kvaratskhelia will come across. And it will bounce behind for a goal kick. No sympathy from
Mana layar? Ini layar. Lu sedang menatap layar.
Oh, well, the ball almost certainly came off the Bayern Munich man last, and I think he's got a bit of a case there. There's the Georgian.
KOD 6 bang, teman. KOD 6.
Georgian to lift the Champions League trophy. After
Jamal gimana? Disuruh main lagi sama Vincent Kompany.
2007.
Jadi lagi dikasih perawatan lah, langsung ke rumah sakit.
Not renowned for its football production is Georgia.
Layarnya mana? Itu kamu sedang menatap layar kamu.
We always knew he had talent at Napoli, but he's done it on another level during his time in Paris. Here's Ruiz. Goes down by Harry Kane, who's very, very tight to the Spaniard, and he does well. It's Fabian Ruiz. Now Donnarumma, a few boos for Donnarumma. Not sure if that's from the Bayern Munich support. And Gnabry. Big cheers from the support here in the stands as a
baru lihat di 4-3-3 cederanya. Realistis menurut lu menang siapa? Kalau lihat dari permainannya di first half sih Bayern Munich.
Make his way to hospital. It tells you the intent of the injury.
Here comes Nuno Mendes, bursting down that left-hand side into a central position. No foul on the PSG left back. Harry Kane sees the run through the middle. It's Kingsley Coman for Bayern Munich. 1-on-1.
Harusnya
comes Marquinhos, gets his shot away.
Kasih Gnabry
By
seharusnya.
Gianluigi Donnarumma straight at the Italian goalkeeper. There's not been too many openings. We
Dari
saw one for
Samuan,
Barcola, this one
pesan
for Coman.
Musiala
A
bakal
little
calon
bit tougher
pensiun
and
di nikah
Marquinhos
menurut
closing him down and the
Bang.
angle.
Enggak. Cuma mungkin karirnya tidak akan sama lagi.
He's been sent wide as well.
Menurut gua.
Defensive line. Just for that power there as he's run such a long way. Wasn't there at the end again, but we've seen some injuries. We're seeing obviously as well a lack of flow to the game.
Nuno Mendes is back on his feet. Well, tonight, former super lightweight contender Jack Catterall moves to welterweight to face unbeaten star from boxing family royalty Harlem Eubank in Manchester.
Prediksi lu menang mana? Prediksi gue PSG. Cuma melihat dari permainan sih mungkin Bayern Munich seharusnya lolos.
Nobody yet to land a punch between PSG and Bayern Munich. There has been big moments, and both Donnarumma and Manuel Neuer have shown their brilliance when called upon. Here's Pavlovic, has his ankle kicked from behind by João Neves. Get up and carry on. Well, young Alexander Pavlovic.
Barca ikut Barca.
German international nowadays as Pavlovic wants to keep an eye on for the World Cup next year across this side of the Atlantic.
Dia nggak akan ikut World Cup dong Jamal Musiala nih. Kasihan.
There's that line again, Michael, for PSG. Central free kick for Bayern Munich. Kimmich goes out wide. Kingsley Coman up against Doué. Digs out across towards the back post. Tar attacks it away from.
Apakah sampai extra time? Bisa jadi.
Away by Hakimi, now Bowie. Kimmich back to Bowie. And Pavlovic, very nicely done by Bayern Munich. Konrad Laimer driving forward, sees the movement of Serge Gnabry. In the middle, in the way was Vitinha. And João Neves will flick it further away, but Bayern Munich linking up brilliantly in the final third.
Keren João Neves.
João Neves round the corner. Doué's on the floor now, the latest player.
Doué udah diincar tuh wonderkid, balas the wonderkid.
Take a knock.
Enggak dong, jangan sampai dong. Masa mau dipatahin juga sih kakinya. Karate kid jadinya nih.
PSG defend the box really well. Intensity that Reimer's going at to press. Thinking he's got to stay on his feet, but he is managing to get there.
Kvaratskhelia can't get away from Bowie. Open Meccano. Manuel Neuer calmly. Elise to Kimmich. Now Jonathan Tah. Harry Kane keeps going deep trying to get the ball.
Menurut lu Pogba dipanggil timnas lagi? Kalau cemerlang dia ya dipanggil lagi. Kingsley.
Here come Bayern Munich down the left-hand side.
Angkat Kingsley.
Gnabry the target. Ends up on the floor in the 6-yard box. Few questions being asked from those in red. I'm sure he would have got his head onto it either way.
Mana bang, kok pertandingannya nggak ada? Masih ada loh orang yang begitu loh.
Come down the right-hand side now. Elise. Kane makes movement. Here is Harry Kane up against Pacho. Finds a yard.
Harry Kane.
And across to the back post.
Coman.
Header by Coman into the back of his man Hakimi, and it will go behind for Bayern Munich corner.
Musiala gimana bang?
On the far side.
Ini udah siap-siap main lagi nih Musiala nih. Udah di pinggir lapang tuh, kelihatan nggak?
Clever from Kane. waiting for position, just takes it out of his feet, stands it up, that post. Hakimi desperately trying to get across, he takes it on the side of his face. He's had a couple of good moves. There's the incident there where they're looking for a foul. Not enough. But a good spell, swung Bayern's way again, and now an opportunity on top of the goalkeeper. He's been looked after so far by the referee. Will he be able to do it again?
Approaching the hour mark here in Atlanta. Corner for Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich.
Gimana Musiala, Mas? Bentar lagi main lagi Musiala.
It's a deep one towards the back post. It's knocked down into the mix by Tar. PSG get rid. Kept alive with Elise. Gets away from one. Kvaratskhelia, but Dewey's there.
Okay.
Neves.
Kalem, defend, kalem.
Stuffing in once again, and the standard is so high. There's hardly any mistakes, is there?
It's the spin, it's the turnover. Defending is good, and they react when they lose the ball so quickly, both teams. Timers, Locarno has been very good, and they're getting behind his Bayern side.
Harry Kane knocks it down, looking to find Serge Gnabry. Pacho was the man who got the ball, and Taylor seems rather annoyed by these continual fouls that are being given. Oh, yeah, it was a bit of a late one, that from Serge Gnabry. Can probably count himself looking to get away without a yellow card.
Punya Leimer di football pas rambutnya masih lebat.
Pacho's back up.
Udah pitak.
Be okay, but there's full studs on the ankle there.
Yeah, does catch him. But let's keep it
Pitinya
going.
Jauh. Nuno Mendes, dapat kan Nuno Mendes? Anjing dapat.
Bursting down the left-hand side, sprints a good 50 yards or so, but goes half a yard
Link
out.
streaming sudah di YouTube. Apa nih?
He almost got it.
Because it violates tech engagement policy under our community guidelines. Apa? Appeal dong.
What's he thinking? Such a tactical brain. Obviously, company talked about how he stuck to his beliefs, how things weren't working, how they were losing games. All of a sudden it clicked, but they were performing well, although not getting the results. Then you stick to what you know and what you're good at, and then it'll drop in. Well, didn't it just the late stages of the Champions League?
Anyway, knows how to get this team ticking. There's a Luis Enrique who took charge of PSG officially 2 years ago to the day. Won a few trophies since then. It's his side. With the ball in their own penalty area at the moment. Donnarumma swings his left foot through and he's getting booed by the crowd here in Atlanta, which I think is associated to that Musiala injury, but
Musiala kenapa bang?
From the Italy goalkeeper.
Patah kakinya. Gordon nggak ditutup. Tidak pernah dong.
Here's Gnabry. Spins away from
Gila, Gnabry oke juga nih.
Fresh legs of Serge Gnabry, that is. Coman. Sasha Bowie. Elise. One-on-one with Nuno Mendes. Elise. Away from his man. Elise! Held by Donnarumma. Only
Terlalu
just.
tengah Elise.
But again, Michael Elise at the Club World Cup, just showing what he can do. And Bayern Munich, they're used to having players on that right-hand side who like to cut in on their left.
Nah, Gnabry lagi.
Here they come again. Serge Gnabry slowed down though in the middle. In the way.
Oh, anjing bagus banget lagi. Dapat lagi itu Due. Di saya Due. Sebelah kanan bro.
Up against Lima.
Lewat Lima anjing.
Options in the middle.
Kosong. Nggak ada siapa-siapa di situ.
Brilliant wide play from Desiree Doué. Just no one in the middle on the end of it. How about that for a ball out to the right-hand side?
Great pass. He's just waiting 1v1, and it's this step over here. He has no right. He leaves him, doesn't he? See you later. And then the ball devastating right across the face. Nobody there for a simple tap in because it was back to front too quickly. And that opportunity again just lacking power. It had quality initially. Donnarumma, you're going to have to really test him with something better than that.
Chances at both ends. When it opens up this game, it really opens up. 1-60 in 2.5 seconds as there's a long ball over the top here for Kingsley Coman and Achraf Hakimi. I think Hakimi was waiting for the flag to rise then, it didn't.
Bang, gua nonton di Dazen sama.
Would have saved him a long run.
At least we're in the air-conditioned stadium today. So not quite as hot as it has been at other games of the FIFA Club World Cup. There's Manuel Neuer, who doesn't risk the extra yard or two to bounce in as he knocks it down to Bowie. Tar scuffs his clearance. Vitinha with the header. Ruiz onto Pacho.
I think we're going again. We're seeing more slips. I think we have to
Fake
understand
engagement policy.
Right just before it. It's kept alive, this turf, with artificial lighting. And tonight, as soon as the game's finished, I believe it's getting ripped up for a Beyonce concert in 2 days. So it's completely gone. And maybe the pitch is just starting to fade away slightly.
There's a few, let's call them lighter patches on the pitch here as Pacho can't make his clearance. I'm sure Beyonce won't have anything too bad to say about the playing surface. Though he certainly didn't there. Wonderful step over, just didn't have a man in the middle. Here's Sacha Bowie. It's Nuno Mendes, Kimmich. Usually find him in central positions out on the right-hand side at the moment. As PSG get the free kick. Well, both sides this season have both only had 1-0-0, which, touch wood, is going to stay that way. PSG at Auxerre and Bayern Munich against Leverkusen finished goalless.
Bisa sembuh, ya bisa sembuh, bisa. Cuma tidak akan sesempurna seperti awalnya.
PSG 0, Bayern Munich 0. The ball over the top here.
Nah loh.
Hakimi with a push in the back of Kingsley Coman. And he disagrees with that, Achraf Hakimi. Again, Anthony Taylor lenient with the yellow cards because there's a very visible display of dissent there from Hakimi.
He's a little bit soft, but I don't think he's in a rush to start issuing cards, and why do we want to see them?
Ini PSG bisa six tapal ya bang? Bisa aja.
Wants to win, big game, big moments. As long as they're sensible, and that's the point.
He's had some season as Achraf Hakimi, the captain of Morocco. He'll be heading off to the Africa Cup of Nations at the end of December. His busy season continues to get busier. Kane knocks it down for Serge Gnabry.
Ini Olise.
Dapat over the crossbar.
Masih ke atas banget Olise.
Well, the chances are coming in this game, and Michael Olise, he seems to be the man most likely to take one. Again, though, Pacho across Donnarumma, making the angle difficult. He was on the slide. It was a hard one to execute, but a great chance nonetheless.
Do you know what? I thought it was harder than what it was. I thought it was further away from him when I first seen it, but he does get there. Just a little touch. It's another opportunity wasted. Just couldn't get over the top of it. As he's under contact, defender and goalkeeper going tight. Well, who's going to find the breakthrough? Who's got that quality? Who can do something different? This guy on the ball has got that, we know, but PSG just have that devastating attack. Could look to the bench also at some point. It's in the balance, we're waiting, anticipation as the clock ticks.
Remember, we will go to an additional half an hour of extra time if it's level at the end of the 90 minutes. And then penalties.
Ayolah.
As the Mexican wave makes an appearance.
Selesaikan di 90 menit lah.
As Neuer goes long.
Oh, Olise dapat.
Olise. Danger here for PSG.
One-on-one lagi sama Nuno Mendes.
Trying to find Sacha Bowie. Oh, red though at the back once again. Olise, Kimmich, Pavlovic, Coman, Kimmich, Konrad Laimer. Desiree Doué's there, back it goes to Jonathan Tad Barkler, onto him instantly. Neuer's got to be careful here. He clears the ball and then follows through on the man. Barkler remains down, but PSG have to get back now. Kane.
Olise lagi, Olise lagi. Angkat Olise.
Towards the back post, flicked away by Desiree Doué. Barcola now back on his feet. Gnabry driving centrally into the feet of Kane. Well, it was meant to be into the feet of Kane, but the England man lets it roll over the top of his boots.
Kira mau Jamal diurut kemana ya? Bengkok gitu soalnya.
Just get something on it under so much pressure.
Ini Bayern udah mau ada 2 garis merah, sampai ini udah mau jadi gelandang. Malah bagus long passnya, iya bro.
Fucking Bayern really tight. Again, that press 3 for 3 at the back, even just in front. Hold the midfield player just on the number 10. So, a bit of a high boot.
And it's a yellow card shown as well by Anthony Taylor for Konrad Laimer. Shin to head. Not a comfortable one.
Gila presnya Bayern. Iya, rasakanlah apa yang kau lakukan. PSG.
That yellow card for Konrad Laimer, who will be suspended now for that semi-final should Bayern Munich progress. Well, after this game, the yellow cards get cancelled out, but he will be unavailable for the semi-final should Bayern Munich find a winning goal in this one. As we get a close-up of the Mexican wave, which is, I feel like it's followed us around the United States, this Mexican wave.
Dembele masuk, harus masuk Dembele lah.
He needs just a little bit more treatment. As we get a look at Vincent Kompany in the war room. So he's going to have some thinking to do now. As Ousmane Dembele, one of the favourites for the next Ballon d'Or, ready to come on for PSG. By the looks of things, Desiree Doué is going to be the man who makes way. Really not happy, Desiree Doué.
Barcola cabut. Telat sih bang, dozen lu. Ya dozennya gue telat, terus live stream ini juga kan ada latency-nya atau ya iya.
There's a massive European clash at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey as multi-Champions League winners Real Madrid play German side Borussia Dortmund. That is on DAZN.
Moga Bang Mus tadi cuma AI.
Something different to think about now for Bayern Munich. Ousmane Dembele, the man who's on, in place of Bradley Barcola. One of the players of the season last season, domestically and in the European campaign as well. Just a fine all-round player, Ousmane Dembele, and he just brings something else to PSG. As we see some more brilliance in the PSG midfield.
Nah, loh.
That's also brilliant. Neves.
Ih, masih dapat Nuno Mendes. Keren sekali Harry Kane. Gila, sampai ikut mundur Harry Kane.
Can't tackle after all. And then he gets an arm to the face, and the free kick goes the way of Bayern Munich. A player apiece, laying on the turf.
Gimana Musiala bang? Udah sehat, alhamdulillah.
The recovery run and tackle from Harry Kane. Just have a look at this. As he knows he's got to make it, contact comes across. He does get a bit of ball and the man. There's certain boos, and it's this one here where he says he gets an arm in the face. That he buys, I feel.
Makin babak kedua makin naik nih tensi. Iyalah, dua tim kayaknya juga mau sampai extra time mereka.
The supporters in the stadium not happy. And there's the PSG players. They feel he's got away with it. You know, its manager Vincent Kompany would be delighted with that recovery run when his team are under pressure. As you've said now, something to think about, the top of the pitch. Dembele, will be a problem.
Ousmane Dembele, he may be the leading contender for the Ballon d'Or, but post their 4-0 win over Inter Miami, not only did he get Lionel Messi's shirt, he got Lionel Messi's shorts and his boots. Not sure he's going to be wearing the kit. Here's William Pacho, plays it long, looking for anybody in blue. Poor touch from Upamecano, but actually turns into a brilliant pass into Sacha Boey. Lima, pass back towards Neuer, was cut off by Dembele's movement. Pavlovic to Lima.
Keren.
Hakimi just about got something on that to prevent it being a through ball for Kingsley Coman. Manuel Neuer now.
Nah, loh, anjing blunder.
He makes the slide to recover initially, but the danger's still there! Oh, it just trickles wide. The man who's just come on could have turned into the match winner. And Manuel Neuer has been singing his praises in this
Hoki
game.
banget, sumpah, Neuer hoki banget.
He was almost the ultimate
Manuel
villain
Neuer.
there. So
Hoki banget.
close to the ultimate
Hampir
giveaway.
selesai itu.
He gets away with one. There's a slight bit of contact. The shirt on Dembele's chest. Oh, he just pushes it wide, and he's took a couple of chances. He's been confident, he's been good. The last few he hasn't got right. Huge miss, big moment.
I can only imagine the intake of breath from Vincent Kompany.
I think from everybody, is it going to be Bayern's day when something like that happens? We'll
Yang
soon
masang
see.
biasa udah
Or
kesenangan.
are they going to be
Kenapa sih
punished?
dikaitinnya dengan yang masang, yang parlay.
Doesn't mess
Udah
around
tuh
this
bro,
time.
nikmatin aja bro.
Brilliant ball to
Gak usah
Elise.
deh.
Keeps the ball in play under the nose of the assistant. Elise. Harry Kane.
Nah, Lima.
Conrad Lima in a dangerous position. Tries to skip through, but just can't find the gap.
Ternyata Neuer sama kayak di FUBA, sama. Di babak 2 sama dia. Ini soalnya bar Bayern Munich udah merah 2 ini. Ih, bagus loh Coman. Dapat bola. Masuk kotak penalti. Kimmich. Coba shooting lah Kimmich.
He thinks about the shot. He has the shot. And well, it looked like it took a flick off a PSG player.
Gak mainin VT-nya
See
main.
that from our almost heavenly commentary position.
Apa udah ditarik VT-nya?
No, they're asking, saying there's
Enggak, tuh ada
contact, good
VT-nya.
touch out of his feet.
Corner itu.
And is there any? Don't really
Goal
get a
cleaning.
conclusive look from that. The players are convinced, the manager is. The ball from Kane, that crossfield pass. Here we go, bit of problem.
Well, I think that's for the manager. Vincent Kompany takes a yellow card. Well, I think he's got a case. Back underway. Vitinha to Marquinhos. Marquinhos into the feet of Doué, and now the overlapping
Nah, Hakimi
arrives.
lawan Coman.
Ashraf Hakimi.
Coman berlari sekuat tenaga gitu.
Coman.
Nanti lanjut Madrid Dortmund, insyaallah.
Gnabry comes back, but it's still Doué. Hits the floor, and will concede the free kick and get a yellow card for simulation. Anthony Taylor, very well spotted.
Simulation. Desire Doué. Pakai dive segala dia.
Here we go, get the look. Is he leaving that back foot? Yes, he is. You could see it just trailing away.
Into the 77th minute. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 0. That's not been a bad 0-0. Will we find a winner before the full-time whistle blows? Kvaratskhelia dispossessed. Elise runs straight into Nuno Mendes. Excellent defensive work. Elise sees a handball.
Well, just clipped up, it's him on his hand. Great defending. Initially he read it, didn't he, as he was going to go inside. Mendes.
Tukar posisi gak si Doué ke Farah?
Push it
Bisa.
into corners. This line of Bayern just creeping up the pitch. Just get a little look at it there, and then the runs are going in behind all the way across the pitch, taking chances. Vincent Kompany very irate. It's some game, it's some moment. What's going to happen? Players start to get tired.
Oke.
Still has plenty of energy.
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia needs options, and this is the ball. Lima steps
Counterattack,
in.
counterattack.
And now Kane. Lima continues his run, but
sih
runs
Harry
into
Kane?
trouble. Joao
Ngapain
Neves
sih
picks the
Harry
pocket of
Kane?
the England man.
Jadi problem kan nih.
Hakimi.
Oh, Joao Neves.
Joao Neves.
Enak banget kosong.
PSG players
Bisa ya
waiting in the penalty
due.
area. Due's there.
Shoot! Mati langkah, mati langkah.
PSG.
Manuel
have the
Neuer
breakthrough in
mati
Atlanta.
langkah.
Desiree
Aduh, sayang
Doué.
banget Bayern Munich udah
Does it?
bagus padahal main tuh. Sumpah.
The best
Sayang,
side in
seribu
France, the
sayang
best
Bayern
side
Munchen.
in
Susah
Europe
udah
today.
begini.
They look like
Susah
the
deh
best
udah begini
side
Munchen.
in Atlanta as PSG take the lead here in Georgia.
Tidak ada offside sama sekali, udah jelas banget.
Oh, you can't make
Desire
mistakes.
duet yang
The
dekat,
finish is
yang
good.
deket Desire
You
duet.
lose it in
Pinter
the
deh.
middle, but he gets it out of his feet. He doesn't hit it too well. No, you're wrong-footed, thinking it's going across him. But that's the breakthrough, that's the strike we've waited for. The mistakes. The level now of detail and concentration. But then they do it again, this young team with quality. Find the way through.
Oh, and Harry Kane.
Neuer capek itu naik turun. Kepleset juga sih dia.
He won't want to see that again. Very unlike Harry Kane coming deep and losing it. As Doué leaves the field of
Berdarah
play.
gitu mulutnya Doué, bro. Sariawan besok udah gak enak makan dia.
Ten minutes to go. PSG.
Cedera Musiala kayaknya bakal lama dah. Ya iyalah.
Wanted revenge for that defeat in the Champions League phase back in November, and they are on course for that revenge.
Oh, Manuel Mulah lagi aja. Siapa? Thomas Mulah masuk. Muller kok masih main bang? Masih ya tuh bro. Dengerin, kontrak pemain bola itu rata-rata sampai tanggal 31 Juli. Jadi kalau ada kompetisi yang sebelum tanggal 31 Juli itu pemain masih menjadi pemain tim tersebut dan boleh dimainkan. Gitu, itu yang namanya kontrak. Ya, kenapa Modric masih main? Muller masih main, padahal sudah mengatakan akan cabut dari timnya masing-masing karena kontraknya sampai tanggal 31 Juli.
Bayern Munich with
Bang,
some
bukan itu tadi
changes
nelpon maknya
of their
Musiala
own.
terus kata mak.
Has to watch that one.
Iya makasih ya Syahrul gitu. Udah bilang GWS, udah panik juga.
Lucas Hernandez is on immediately after that goal. He's not as progressive from that left back position as Nuno Mendes. There's a strong tackle made in the middle. Pacho stepping up out of that defence and looks to have left his foot in.
Favorit juara mungkin PSG. Pokoknya di bagian sebelah kanan aja yang juara, siapapun yang ke final. Finalnya antara ya Chelsea lawan siapapun itu nanti.
It's all getting a little bit too feisty. Oh, the referee.
Oh, red card.
Anthony Taylor.
Siapa yang red card?
In his hand.
Donnarumma running a long way. The challenge comes in on the
Oh,
side.
si 5-1 bro, 5-1 red card.
It's on the side of his leg.
Aduh, memang agak bahaya sih itu.
Just below the knee. And at that point, that's why Anthony Taylor takes his time, has a little look. He waits, he considers.
Willian Pacho.
It is a bad
Gak
challenge.
ikut World Cup kan Musiala gak tahu ya. World Cup masih 1 tahun lagi.
Well, he's been absolutely brilliant at this Club World Cup.
Enak nonton match daripada nonton ini. Yang maksa lu nonton gua siapa? Ganjang Widoyoko.
Final 8 minutes of this one here in Atlanta.
Ribet banget hidup lu.
And he will miss the semi-final should they progress.
Obviously, Goretzka's coming on. He's got energy. He wants to just drive forward. Pavlovic was the one who made way. And as he gets into position, it was almost like a lazy challenge. It's not a challenge that he's trying to have that contact. He's just trying to nick the ball, but he's just too quick. I did say mistakes, tiredness, fatigue of what we've seen starting to happen in the game. No more than that. With the Kane to
Ini
give the
PSG
ball
misinya
away.
emang
Now a
lupain
red
tulang
card.
kering.
Kvaratskhelia leaves the pitch. Well, it's defensive changes for PSG, and you can't be too surprised at that considering how much time's left. But if Bayern Munich find an equalizer here and it goes to extra time, could find themselves in a sticky position.
Andai seri PSG bahaya sih. Iya, kalau seri ini bisa bahaya.
PSG here. Elise's cross into the middle it goes, headed away, and then further away by Hernandez. Here's Müller, who's come on. This, incidentally, could be the final time we see Thomas Müller in a Bayern Munich shirt. He is leaving.
Bang, Bayern gua masa kalah. Ya gimana tuh, namanya juga pertandingan.
Elise knocks it around Lucas Hernandez, but Lucas Hernandez knocks Michael Elise into touch.
Peluang seri ada, masih ada, 5 menit lagi masih ada. Coba kita lihat deh. Bayern Munchen mulai buntu nih.
They've got to get this right, Bayern Munich. Opportunities are going to be few and far between in this final 5 minutes.
Yuk, Kimmich angkat.
Kimmich's cross towards the penalty spot. Headed up into the air.
Mau tanya Musiala kenapa patah kakinya.
Backs to the wall now for Paris Saint-Germain here in Atlanta. Owen, Conrad Line, I don't think he was expecting that from Manuel Neuer in the end, just gets rid. Thomas Müller.
Bayern udah awur-awuran mainnya, udah gak karuan. Udah buntu.
Bayern Munich supporters inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's not a good clearance. Goretzka.
Keren, PSG.
Zaire Emery, but that's an awful touch. I don't think anyone expected that from Achraf Hakimi. Tiredness really obvious on display now. Upamecano. And they say back to the big Frenchman. Jonathan Tah, Conrad Laimer. Gnabry into Harry Kane. Only really had one chance in this game, Harry Kane. Kimmich. Bowie. Out to Elise. Up against Lucas Hernandez. Former Bayern Munich man, of course.
Dayat angkat.
Into the middle. There's the
Harry Kane!
From Harry Kane.
Satu sama.
But the flag is up.
Offside. Offside. No.
Questions being asked. But this will give us an answer.
Yeah, well, they're waiting for the delivery. Kane just stepping in.
Ya.
You just see he's delaying his
Offside
run.
itu mah, offside-nya juga
Looks like
40 meter
his run
anjing.
is a step too far. He finds that corner. Now the weight is there. Big moments in games.
BTW Alphonso Davies kenapa udah gak pernah dimainin lagi bro? Sudah jelek kan dia? Nggak kepake kan sama Vincent Kompany? Apa cedera? Anjing boy cabut dong.
Final is a massive European clash at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey as multi-Champions League winners Real Madrid play German side Borussia Dortmund. That is of course on DAZN. Oh, Sacha Boey, who came on in the first half, is now off. I think he had a little word from the coaching staff there just to clarify that change. It's never nice to be a player who comes on.
Yeah, but what it is just a case of can we get some people forward, we get in advanced positions.
Si Davies lagi reaction juga tuh, oh ya?
To really go quickly.
Gak dibawa dia.
Inside or PSG yet again
found a way. Baru ingat gue. Ada Alphonso Davies di Bayern Munich.
Even though they've been under pressure for long periods.
Nah,
over the top looking for Thomas Müller, controls it. Thomas Müller.
Müller terlalu dipikirkan Müller. Yang aman-aman aja itu aturan.
Elise dancing with Hernandez. Elise.
Sok Dayat, angkat lagi Dayat.
Lots of red shirts in the middle. It's the blue shirt of Marquinhos that's there though. Tah. Oh, it's a heavy pass by Jonathan Tah. Now is not the time to be misplacing passes.
Bayern es bocil crossing.
Marquinhos in the middle of the penalty area. He knows where to go.
Musial tadi kenapa bang?
The danger is.
Kakinya kejatuhan badan Donnarumma, patah.
What can he do? How does he find the solution? It's really late drama here. It's been a fascinating game. Jonathan Tah's got to do better on the ball.
Bayern Munich heading home as it stands. Desiree Doué's first goal since the Champions League final is what separates the two sides here in Atlanta. There's Guerrero with Meccano. PSG still pressing so high up in the final minute of the game here. Elise, you have to get back now though.
Halo Bang, hello Wizo.
Still full of running. Dembele, Jean Neves and Vitinha running back into their defensive positions. Mendes
last chance
get up.
Munchen last chance.
Guerrero to Kane. Elise up against Hernandez. Elise trying to find an angle but just can't find a way.
Buffering. Buffering. Buffering bro. Ini lama lagi bufferingnya. Oh, 6 minutes. Oh, ada banget ini peluang Bayern sih. 6 more minutes.
To Gnabry. Here's Goretzka, receives it from Thomas Müller. What a story it'd be if Müller can get involved. Here is Thomas Müller. Finds the cross, looking for Gnabry.
Nonton Madrid gak bang?
Dembele.
Insyaallah.
All on his own, not getting much support anywhere near him, but he finds it. Vitinha to Dembele. The switch of play is on, but in the way is Thomas Müller. Zaire Emery.
Gue tunggu right.
Hakimi. Zaire Emery. PSG just need to keep possession now.
That's what they can do. That's what you have to do, and you're light. You're on your heels. Just keep it. Move it around. Delay the game. Get some control.
Hey. Anjing merah dong. 9 pemain. 9 pemain. Luka Hernandez.
The man who's just come on to substitute. PSG
9 pemain. Ini aduh seharusnya bisa dimanfaatkan banget seharusnya ya.
Wow.
Oh, sikut banget sih. Sikut banget sih. Cuma nggak terlalu sesikut itu.
There wasn't a huge amount of contact, but when you lead with an intent, referee right there, later stages, don't give the referee or officials any opportunity. This game, what an ending we're having with this level, with these two teams.
Bisakah dimanfaatkan oleh Bayern nih?
In the late stage of the tournament.
Well, it's a bout between two heavyweights, and there's been some serious punches thrown. Well, Luis Enrique can defend his man as much as he likes, but the man who once upon a time was the most expensive player to ever play in the Bundesliga, Lucas Hernandez, former Bayern man, is pointed in the direction of the substitutes bench. Well, we're going to have a little bit more than 6 minutes of injury time.
Keep this game going. That's what I say. I can't believe what I'm seeing. When you've got that position, you're in injured stoppage time, and you make an error like that.
Unbelievable decision. 2 red cards for Paris Saint-Germain, who are heading towards the semi-finals. Unless Bayern Munich can pull something out the bag here. Elise finds his cross, can't beat the near post. Upamecano and Tara going to stay forward. Kimmich on the right-hand side. Finds a cross. It's a tasty-looking one, headed away the near post. Big header. Lucas Beraldo on. He judged that so well. Donnarumma celebrating that header like it was a goal.
And you can see why. It was a big header in the right place. Beraldo coming on. And the referee's not buying this, as he say. Get yourself up. We're only going to add it on. We're going to see drama like we've not seen.
Kalau jadi seri ini akan seru banget.
The ending is going to be special.
It's really tense here in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Elise with the corner for Bayern Munich.
Olise angkat.
Floated one to the near post. Glanced on.
Wow!
Onto the roof.
Wow.
So close, but not close enough for Bayern Munich. And now there's a man on the floor for PSG.
Just drifts onto the roof, and then Harry Kane's trying to get the ball back in play to spot it down. Marquinhos is not letting him. He's saying, let's push the ball away. They're trying to waste as much time as
PSG
possible.
Real Madrid semifinalnya belum fix lah. Kalau nanti Real Madrid menang baru udah fix. Ada Dortmund, bro. Langsung nih muncul. Dia culskin Dortmund.
Every ball down there, as is Enrique for PSG. We'll go over the top of them.
Dari situ wajar gak langsung kartu merah, nggak wajar menurut gua.
Just over a minute of the allocated 6 minutes of injury time, but I expect at least another one added on top of that.
Kalah plus wonderkid di sliding dada.
Dembele into João Neves. Well, maybe they can win it here.
Let's kill the game. Let's kill the game, PSG. Let's kill the game.
To finish Bayern Munich.
Wow.
Zaire Emery tries to bend one. Can't get it beyond his man. It's still alive though for PSG. Hakimi. No options anywhere near him. Just has to keep the ball. He does more
bagus
than
banget.
that. Achraf Hakimi.
Ousmane Dembele. Done. Kill the game. Kill the game. Gila memang Dembele. Luar biasa, bro. Terbaik.
What a moment in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Atlanta's never seen anything like this.
Seru banget.
Two of Europe's best, doing the best, and what a finish to wrap up this magnificent game here in Atlanta. Ousmane Dembele makes it PSG 2.
Ousmane Dembele selebrasi Jota, bro.
And that was simply sublime.
Well, how does he get through there? Hakimi. He couldn't get past 3, could he? He could. He pulls the ball back. He gets another opportunity.
Finishing dia jadi bagus loh Dembele, gila. Di Barca tidak begitu dia.
The celebrations all the way down the touchline and onto the pitch. The stadium, the moment. He has got better this game.
We'll see.
0-0 at half-time. 2 red cards, 2 goals, and one of the best celebrations you've seen at the FIFA Club World Cup. With only moments to go, PSG.
Tahunnya PSG memang musimnya PSG ini. Possible Ballon d'Or. Possible sekali.
Look at the setup now. What do they do? Moments left. How did they score? How did the Bayern let him get into this situation? But full credit to PSG when they were tested like this.
They're coming forward now, Bayern Munich. Elise will try
Shoot, Elise, keren.
Saved and parried away by Donnarumma.
Wasitnya berat sebelah banget. Apa sih yang berat sebelah tuh yang mana?
Kimmich, deflection on
yang
that
mana?
cross.
Yang mundur tuh berat.
There's Muller off the line. They're asking for handball.
Penalti.
And Anthony Taylor's given it.
Penalti, bro. Penalti Bayern Munchen.
What more can this game throw up?
New Year foul.
Well, Anthony Taylor, he took his time. Let's have a look. Muller with the touch, Muller with the header, the high foot, is it for?
Yeah, he's saying is he been caught? Possibly. And the
Pas
side of
2-0
the
baru
head
penalti,
as
iya
he
ya.
dives down. Is
Harusnya
the
pas 1-0 tuh
contact?
seru
Here we
kayak
go.
gitu.
Is there a little bit on the top of his head? We'll see what they think.
Luis Enrique, he is going through an emotional roller coaster.
KCK ada Bayern. Apa tuh KCK
Donnarumma
tuh?
say no thank you. It's never been, as he gets caught up in the situation. Will this go ahead? Or possibly could be overturned.
Kalau gak gol juga lucu sih, iya lagi. Kalau gak gol juga lebih lucu lagi
He's
dia
checking
nih.
it. Anthony Taylor, Premier League referee, plenty of experience at this level. And was there a connection with the head? I suppose that's the other question being asked.
Well, the foot is high. There he is off to the monitor.
VAR check.
We're into the 100th minute. Well, there's no connection with boot and head. Is the argument, does he get a touch on the ball first?
Siapa yang dapat bola duluan tuh?
I think he thinks he catches him in the side.
Kayaknya Nuno Mendes dulu gak sih yang dapat bola itu?
Well, we'll get the announcement after the conversation with his video assistant team, Anthony Taylor.
After review, Paris number 25 plays the ball onto the attacker's head. There is no contact between
tidak ada kontak dari nomor Nuno Mendes ke Bayern Munchen.
Luis Enrique says thank you very much.
Well, they've had a slight worry.
No
How
penalty.
at these stages can you be concerned because of the left of the personnel that they have? And is this the ending now as the ball comes back in play? For an incredible game with every bit of drama. It started from the first moments of the game, the tactical battle, and then some errors, and then some quality, some red cards and some decisions.
Upamecano, Joshua Kimmich,
Dua offset, dua merah.
Elise, and there it is. Anthony Taylor's whistle brings an end
Real Madrid,
to
Real Madrid
111
lagi.
million
PSG
minutes of brilliance
menuju
here
semifinal
in Atlanta.
Klub World Cup.
PSG
Wow.
through to the semi-finals.
Di babak pertama
of the FIFA
sebenarnya
Club World
Bayern
Cup.
Munchen luar biasa enak
And
banget
after
dilihat
first
bermainnya,
45,
dan gua rasa
which
babak
was
pertama
pretty
tadi ya
entertaining,
Bayern Munchen
with not much on
patut untuk
paper,
lolos
the
ke
second half
semifinal. Cuma di babak 2
explodes into life.
PSG
Desiree Doué
juga semakin nyaman
with the goal,
bermainnya,
12
lalu gol Doué membuat
before the
PSG semakin
90-year-old
nyaman bermainnya, dan Munchen juga
PSG
sedikit
with
buntu
2
setelah
red
golnya Doué.
cards.
Ya,
William Pacho sent
lalu
off,
di kill.
Lucas Hernandez sent
The
off,
game is killed
and
by Ousmane Dembele di menit
scoring a
90,
goal
enggak
which will
90.
live
Ya,
long into
akhir-akhir
the
menit
memory
lah
of both
yang
sets of
memastikan
players
PSG
and the
lolos ke
supporters here in the
semifinal
Mercedes-Benz
Klub World Cup.
Stadium. In what
Wow.
has been a quite
Musiala ngaruh
outstanding
enggak lah.
lunchtime kickoff here in Georgia. Desiree Doué picks up the superior player of the match, and Michael Brown, I'm not quite sure how you could pick any player out of those to win that award.
Well, I don't know how you could. We've seen an incredible game of football which had everything. The supporters come, they want to have enjoyment, they want to have entertainment. The managers not necessarily want to do that at times, but we've seen it. It was breathtaking. We had some real
Taylor
quality
berulang lagi.
combinations.
Apa sih?
Real good
Apa sih?
attacking
Berulang
play.
apa sih? Menurut gue fair aja dari tadi. Udah decision wasitnya fair aja.
Pressure to still find a way to win, to go through, to continue this journey with this team now who are starting to dominate world football. But what a game of football we were certainly treated.
As it finishes here, PSG 2, Bayern Munich 0.
What a game. What a game it is. Ya, berarti tinggal menunggu Real Madrid Dortmund aja nih nanti jam 2. Anjing, sejam lagi gue ngedit dulu deh. Jadi kita selesaikan saja live streamnya hari ini. Thank you semua yang sudah watching. Thank you semua yang sudah menonton dari awal sampai akhir. Thank you semua yang sudah support, sudah give, sudah donate. Yang belum follow silahkan follow. Yang belum subscribe silahkan subscribe, bro. Nanti kita lanjut dulu ngedit lalu nonton Madrid sepertinya. Sambil live, Pak. Nggak fokus gue ngedit sambil live. Thank you and bye-bye.